Joining me now, Max Shacknai's mother, Dina Shacknai, and her attorney, Angie Hayeh. Dina, thank you so much for joining us. And first of all, my heart goes out to you over the loss of your precious son, Max. I know you are searching for the truth, and that's why you hired your own team of forensic experts who have finished their report. So tell us about this report. Tell us what they concluded.
Well, thank you for having me on the show tonight. And there were the independent experts that I retained who have been working diligently for 9 months. And the findings, after working in collaboration with one another, were that Max suffered from an assault first, an assault scenario, and then he was the victim of a homicide.
Well, the people who were there, tell us exactly, in your opinion, who was at the mansion at the time that this incident with your son occurred.
From what I understand, the persons present, according to the Coronado Police Department, were Rebecca and her sister, Zina Zahau.
So, essentially, what do you say happened? Who did what to whom, in your opinion?
I think that the experts that we have retained, Drs. Bove and Dr. Melinek, were so thorough in their investigatory process, and they have presented us with science. Dr. Bove really ruled out the scenario that Dr. Gomez presented, and the scenario that the Coronado Police Department presented really defied gravity. Max couldn't have gone over that railing like he did. And Dr. Melinek, a forensic pathologist and a medical examiner, substantiated this basically and said that there was an assault scenario and that the injuries that he had and the multiple planes of injury all over his body, including the top of his head, above his eye, on his back, abrasions on his back, bruises on his neck, that they weren't not consistent with an accident. So I am really hoping and think that the Coronado Police Department will reopen this and that they are the experts who can determine what happened to Maxie.
Well, let me say this. You're saying that Rebecca, the girlfriend of your ex-husband, 32 years old, and my understanding is her kid sister, who's about 13, are the only two individuals who are in the mansion at the time that this incident occurred with your son. There is a picture of Rebecca, who is also deceased at this point. Dina, our affiliate 10 News is reporting that you had instructed that Max should not be left alone with Rebecca, who, again, was the girlfriend of your ex-husband. You saw a picture there with them together. Is that true? And if so, why did you feel Rebecca should not be with your son when your ex-husband was not present?
Jonah and I had an agreement based on a meeting that she and I had the September prior to this. And at the time that I met her, she gave me a name that she had never used, as far as I knew, in this country. So she had used the name, she gave me the name Rebecca Zahau, but at the time her name was Rebecca Nalepa. She didn't share with me that she was married at the time, and she didn't share with me that she did have a shoplifting incident. And so these things were concerning. As a mother, you want to know who's taking care of your child. So not to share your name seemed very unusual and gave me concern to talk with Jonah, have an agreement, and then go forward and learn a little bit more about why she didn't share, all that information in our first meeting.